We've got opening with, ooh, a little, there's something that's on your heart, Aries. Wow. I don't know what it is, but 5 of coins, 3 of swords, and 5 of cups are all cards that represent loss. So I don't know if you've gone through a loss recently, or if there's something that is weighing on your heart. That can be what 3 of swords is, as far as heartbreak or betrayal, or some kind of disappointment. That is 3 of swords energy. So this card, 5 of coins, always depicts, it's a choice of focus. You can see in the card that this person is injured, but they are being comforted by someone who's in religious clothing. So what it's showing is that you have solace in the spiritual realm. If you focus on the material realm, like in terms of money, finances, possessions, assets, things you own, that can be a source of disappointment for you right now. You may feel like you're isolated, that you're alone, that you are, that you're falling behind, or that you're out in the cold, or in some ways injured. And the message of this card is that if you are feeling that way, if you're feeling destitute or alone or kind of cast out or isolated, the real trick here is to focus on the spiritual world. You can see that there's a lot of warmth inside this building. It's got this glowing light that's coming through, and this woman represents the building here. So this card is really a card of focus and reminding you that there's a great sustenance available for you in these spiritual world if the physical world is presenting you with any type of loss or mishap or making you feel isolated. I am seeing 3 of swords here, which can be betrayal or disappointment or some sort of sadness, something on your heart. This being there along with this says that there's something that you're trying to sort through, or some sort of disappointment, something that's maybe challenging to you right now. And 5 of Cups, you can see in this card that it's a card of, he's focused on the loss here. There is love available to him if he turns around. And that's another message of this card, is that if you are going through loss, you may need some time to let go of what has spilled, let go of the past, or just go through the grief or the sorrow, whatever is going on here. But there will be a time when you will be able to heal from that, and there's still love available to you. Not all is lost, is what the message of this card is. So it looks like for April, for the beginning for you, Aries, there may be some sort of loss or a disappointment or betrayal or some way in which you're feeling cut off. But the message surrounding this loss or heartache is that there's comfort available. There's still love available. There's comfort available in terms of this 5 of coins, and there's love available in terms of this 5 of cups. Cups represent the heart and emotional world. Coins represent, or diamonds or pentacles represent the physical world, so material things, values. So it's affecting both your emotional world and your physical world. It sometimes can even affect your health. So if you're feeling sad about something at the opening of April, realize that there is comfort available to you in the spiritual world, and also realize that there's more love available to you after your focus. You're able to heal a little bit from what's currently gone on. This is 10 of coins in the reverse position also. So this is saying that, maybe what you had hoped for in terms of financial gain or financial security may not be available to you. For some of you, I'm getting divorced from this because this is the happy couple in the castle, and the fact that it's in the reverse position may show that you're not going to get as much from the divorce in terms of material possessions and assets. That could really be an interpretation with these lineup of cards, that here's this divorce, this breakup, and that not only is it an emotional loss, but it can also be a financial loss. Another possibility is that somehow your security is affected through whatever's gone on here or whatever is happening here. So, and it also can just be too that you don't receive as much money as you expected. 10 of Coins is usually a card of inheritance or money that is secured through through investments or good decisions made over time, and it's an accumulation of money, and it's usually even depicts the patriarch who hands down the money, or the matriarch that hands down the money. But this card is a card of the most amount of money on one card. It's the 10 of Coins. So in the reverse position, it's saying that you may not have access to it right now. It may be blocked or in shadow, or there may be some fears about security or money when this is in the reverse position. So that's what's showing up for you for the beginning of April, Aries. There also shows that there's some negotiations here. This is a card about being flexible. So this is 2 of Coins, and 2 of Coins means, you can see he's juggling. He's juggling 2 coins here. He's often in many decks standing on one foot. So that can mean either feeling off balance or wobbly, but it can also mean being flexible and having balance and being able to manage different types of assets, being able to manage, say, 2 sources of income or 2 jobs. Sometimes, too, this card can mean negotiations, contracts, joint finances. So those are all in play. Again, if anyone's going through like a relationship that had finances related to it, these cards all can relate to that type of thing. In the middle of the month is when it's showing that contracts and negotiations and joint finances are featured for you, Aries. I see too, there's this I'm seeing this as you, Aries, or it could be, an earth sign. Normally, coins are earth signs, so that could be Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. And Queen of Coins is usually someone who manages money very well. She's usually good at budgeting. She's very down to earth. She's very practical. And she's showing up here for you in the middle of the month. So this could be you, Aries, in terms of having your household together, feeling like you are abundant after a period of maybe having lost some hope. This is the Star card, which represents hope and self-acceptance, accepting things just as they are and finding the beauty and the value and sort of the radiance within those. Because this is in line with this card, it's saying that this situation may have caused you to question or doubt your hope, but you do end up sort of sitting in the queenly position or getting some advice from someone who is a Queen of Coins archetype. So again, that could be Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, but this is someone who knows how to manage money, ends up in a good place, knows how to provide for others. She's usually very generous. And I see too that she's looking at this battlefield. This card I call picking up the pieces. This is 5 of Swords. And what this usually means is collecting the spoils from something that has happened. The battle has already finished. I'm seeing that as whatever has happened here, whatever was sorrowful. This is collecting the benefits from what is left over on the battlefield. So even if you do come across any struggles in the beginning of April, Aries, don't lose heart. Don't lose your hope or your optimism. In the middle of the month, there may be a point at which you do have a little challenge to your optimism or your hopes, but you're able to turn that around and you're able to collect whatever is left out on the battlefield. You're able to collect that and see the benefit of that having happened, and you end up as this Queen of Coins. Or you may, after everything's happened, get some good advice or management skills, especially money management skills from this Queen of Coins, especially in balancing your budget, balancing your finances, entering into any joint contracts. Don't lose hope. There is something to be gained from this, and you do have this sort of solid basis where everything's gonna be, it's turning out okay. Queen of Coins knows how to handle things. She's an excellent manager. I also see that this King of Cups at the end of the month is in the reverse position. Sometimes this can be a water sign, so Pisces or Scorpio or Cancer. But normally the King of Cups is someone who is the ideal partner, the ideal boyfriend or lover or husband. He usually thinks about things from an emotional standpoint. Him being in the reverse position says this person is not showing up as you know them to be or as you know their capabilities are. So you may have thought that they were a King of Cups person, ideal husband, father, boyfriend, lover, but they're not showing up that way. The Seven of Cups says that there may be some fantasy at play. You may be having difficulty in making some choices. This card for me always says look before you leap, or really evaluate and research your options, because what you see may not be what you get. This cloud here is very Neptunian fog, which is sort of like saying you're seeing things through rose-colored glasses. Make sure that you look twice at things. Check references when this card shows up. This is a card of fantasy, sort of dreaming of what we want, choosing things based upon our infatuations with them or how they sparkle or how we hope them to be, which I'm seeing as relating to this card. You may be thinking that someone is a King of Cups, but he's looking off in a different direction. He's showing up in the reverse position. This is a card, too, of illusion. Both of these cards are illusion, and him in the reverse position says, really look things squarely in the eye. The moon, for example, shows light, but it's not really its own true light. It's a reflection of the light of the sun. So this is can be a card of illusion. Both of these together are saying test things out. Don't just go by surface level appearances. Make sure that you look into things deeply. And then at the end of the month, this is a card of resources and finances. This is Six of Coins. So what I always ask when this card shows up is, are you relating to the person who is holding the wealth and handing it out? Or are you relating more to the beggars who are asking for money? This can be also a card of budgeting as well, or it could be having access to more resources, finding more resources. It's a card of the haves and the have-nots. And the fact that it's in the upright position is a good sign. It's showing that even though you may not have received as much as you thought you would, or if you got a job and the pay wasn't as much as you thought you were going to get, or if there's a bonus that you were supposed to get that didn't end up coming through the way you thought it would, through your managerial skills or advice that you're getting from a Queen of Coins person, you may end up in a nice place of, having resources, having even some extra money left over to hand out. So the whole reading that I'm getting for you here, Aries, is don't lose heart, especially not optimism or hope, and especially related that comes up in the middle of the month, and if it may be related to what happens at the beginning of the month, know that through being flexible and through really looking into things and questioning things and doing your research, not just trusting the surface level of things, you may be able to make lemonade out of lemons. You may be able to put yourself in a nice position through the spoils and the results of any battle or crisis that may have happened or that you may still be recovering from in the beginning of the month. So I'm just going to say for you, Aries, don't lose heart. Keep hope alive, and keep yourself in a nice position through being flexible and through looking at things clearly and deeply.